The Emd Sd90Mac is a 6,000 horsepower cc diesel-electric hot unit locomotive produced by General Motors' Electro-Motive division. It is, with the Sd90Mac, one of the largest single-engined locomotives produced by the company, surpassed only by the dual-engined DD series. The Sd90Macs feature radial steering trucks with AC traction motors and an isolated safety cab which is mounted on shock absorbers to lessen vibrations in the cab. The Sd90Mac, like the Sd90Mac, Sd90Mac, and Sd90Mac, has a wide radiator section, nearly the entire width of the locomotive, which along with the size makes them easy to spot. History. The Sd90Mac was introduced in 1995, along with the Sd90Mac locomotives. The Sd90Mac was designed to utilize the new 16-cylinder H engine, while the Sd90Mac was designed to use the 20-cylinder version of the existing 710G engine. However, technical problems with the 6,000 horsepower engine resulted in the first locomotives being shipped with 4,300 horsepower 16-cylinder 710G engines, making them similar to the Sd90Macs. These locomotives were given the informal model designation Sd9043Mac by railroads that purchased them with the option to re-engine them with 6,000 HP engines when they became available. This upgrade program, however, was never taken advantage of by Sd90Mac buyers due to reliability issues with the newer engine. Over 400 Sd90Mac locomotives fitted with the 4,300 horsepower 710 engine were built. In 1996, Emd entered full production on the 6,000 horsepower 16-cylinder H engine, and all Sd90Macs made from then on used that for its prime mover. Locomotives fitted with this engine are sometimes referred to as Sd90Mac locomotives. Later versions of the Sd90Mac feature a Phase 2 cab with a new nose which offers higher visibility from the cab than the old nose. The Sd90Mac did not prove popular with railroads, and less than 70 were built, including Emd demonstrator units. Since the Sd90Mac had such a large prime mover, it didn't offer the same operational flexibility as smaller units, limiting its possible customer base to only the largest railroads. Also, since the H engine was a new design, it hadn't reached the same level of reliability as Emd's previous engine. The low reliability on such a large engine was an especially bad combination, since the loss of one engine in a train meant the loss of a larger percentage of pulling power than had a smaller engine fail. In the end, the Sd90Mac was only delivered to two railroads, the Union Pacific Railroad and the Canadian Pacific Railway. The Canadian Pacific locomotives were part of an earlier order for 710 equipped Sd90Mac locomotives that was still in production when Emd switched over to the H engine. Emd also tried offering a lower power version of the Sd90Mac with a 12-cylinder engine called the Sd89Mac, but none were produced other than the prototype. Specifications: prime mover Emd V16710G3B. Power output 4,300 horsepower of 3,210 kilowatts. Idle 200 revolutions per minute. Full speed 950 revolutions per minute. Prime mover Emd V16 Emd GM16V265. Power output 6,000 horsepower of 4,470 kilowatts at 1,000 revolutions per minute. Idle 200 revolutions per minute. Full speed 1,000 revolutions per minute. Traction motors. 6 Siemens 1TB2830AC motors mounted 3 each on 2 HTCR2 radial self-steering trucks. Rated output 855 horsepower or 638 kilowatts. Gearing 83/16. Wheel size 45 in. Max revolutions 3,435 revolutions per minute. Starting torque 16,300 Nm or 12,022 lb-ft. Continuous torque 12,900 Nm or 9,515 lb-ft. Maximum voltage 2,183 V. Performance maximum speed 80 miles per hour. Starting tractive effort 185,000 lb-f. Continuous tractive effort 147,000 lb-f. Braking effort 115,000 lb-f. Weight 210 short tons, 420,000 pounds or 190,500 kg. Fleet rosters. Canadian Pacific 9100-9160 units are now up for sale in as-is condition. Some units have been placed into freight service to help combat automotive power shortage. 9300-9303. These were scrapped in Lachine QC.CEFX 100-13910 units traded to NS for 15 MP 15 DCs. EMLX 8523-8561. Former Union Pacific 8523-8561. Currently stored. All units leased to Kansas City Southern in 2008 on 1-year lease. Several to the Buffalo and Pittsburgh Railroad upon returning from KCS lease. All units currently stored. 9 were sold to Fortescue Metals Group in Western Australia. Units have since been sold to many different owners, primarily for scrap. Indiana Railroad 9001-9013, 9025. Norfolk Southern 7229-7328, NS purchased 100 units in September 2014 from Emd. Progress Rail. Those units are XR. 10 units were acquired from CEFX in June 2016, in exchange for 15 MP 15 DCs. All units will be converted to SD70 ACUs. Union Pacific, 8000-8308 to be renumbered 3470-3775 to make room for new GEES 44 ACs. Most, except 8, of these have been stored. In September 2014, Norfolk Southern purchased 100 of these. 8500-8561. Fortescue Metals Group 901-904 265H engine was replaced with a 710 engine Tier 1 on March 13 at FMG Thomas Yard, Port Hedland, Western Australia. 902 265H engine was replaced with a 710 engine Tier 1 on November 14 at FMG Thomas Yard. 903 265H engine was replaced with a 710 engine Tier 1 on October 14 at FMG Thomas Yard. 905 to 909 PRLX 8554 is now FMG 909, 910 to 917 PRLX 8547 is now FMG 917. Current status. As of January 2005, the Sd90Mac is no longer in production due to the Environmental Protection Agency Tier 2 locomotive emission regulations. Although Emd may be able to get the H engine approved at some later date, However, the People's Republic of China recently announced an order for 300 JT56 Ace locomotives, which also use the H engine as its prime mover. A portion of the locomotives will be assembled in kit form by China's own Dalian Locomotive Works. These units were reportedly capable of meeting the EPA's strict regulations and began delivery in the latter half of 2007. Update: on August 1, 2008, Union Pacific Railroad announced that it would be retiring 21 of the Sd90Mac locomotives. According to sources, common parts will be used to maintain the railroad's 710-engined Sd90Mac fleet. The 265H prime mover will be cut up or exported. The only part that is non-reusable will be the frame. These units, in the 8900 series, will be removed from storage in Denver and be sent to East St. Louisville in small batches to be dismantled. Sd90Mac locomotives 9300-9303 were up for tendered sale in 2009. The bidding ended March 31, 2010. While they were originally thought to be shipped overseas, they were eventually moved to Quebec for scrapping. Sd90Mac 58 locomotives remaining in the 9100-9160 series had been put up for sale as of November 2012 and again in Jan 2013, with no offers being made. In September 2014, Norfolk Southern purchased 104,300 horsepower Sd9043Macs from Union Pacific with the intent to rebuild them into Sd70ACUs at the Juniata shops. The last 4 Sd90Macs were taken delivery to Norfolk Southern on October 3, 2015. Rebuilds. In 2015, Cummins rebuilt a single Sd90AC with its QSK95 engine, designed to meet Tier 4 emissions standards. Signet Rail Technologies and Brookville Equipment Corporation performed the conversion. The rebuild was designated HTL4200AC. The locomotive, numbered CECX No. 1919, had been Union Pacific No. 8559.